Hey guys, just got the Springbok team come out. Yeah, it's quite an interesting one, of course. Some interesting one as we thought. There has to be another replacement for a fullback because Willemse has got a hamstring. Not sure how serious it is. We'll hear probably in the press conference a bit later. But Cheslin covering at fullback, probably one of the guys we expected. We thought maybe Sasha might be there, but let's go through the team. And the other big news is, of course, Zachary Porthen, the SA under 20 captain from a year ago, making his international debut against Japan. So I suppose in terms of Japan's scrum, it's worth the risk. So obviously the BOK see a bright future in him, and he could become the second youngest prop ever player to debut for the Boks. I think Ollie LaRue beat him by around about 3 or 4 months or 5 months, I think it is. But he is 20 years old and he is making his debut on Saturday. So let's go through the team so long. This has just been released by SA Rugby. The team there, of course, go through from the back there. Not a lot of surprises there, a lot that we thought would probably happen, but I suppose a couple of changes from the last game. Ethan Hooker stays on the wing, Cheslin's at fullback. Curtly Orange is back at the other wing, which is good to see. He's back from injury. First game back. He hasn't played yet. He has, sorry. He played very briefly for the Bulls. Second half came off. Damien Delenda and Jesse Creel, the centre combination, stays tried and tested the rocks in the midfield. Sasha Feinberg Mngomezulu, no surprise that he's starting with Kobus Reinach. They're making quite a good combination. And then interesting loose trio. Frank Mostert comes into the loose trio. Sia Kolisi and obviously Jasper Visser, both part of the rocks, but no Peter Steph de Toy there, which is quite interesting. They're obviously giving him a bit of a rest here. Sia's captaining, of course. Loert de Jager and Erge Snyman, quite a different lock combination as well. And then the front row of Oxenchair, Malcolm Mox and Zachary Porthen. So that's quite an interesting team altogether. Very different tight five that. Obviously don't expect it to be tested that much physically. It's more mobile tight five. Loert and Erge, a lot more mobile. Franco Mostert covers a lot of field as well. And he's the type of guy who gets around a lot. So rather interesting there. Let's go off to the bench. Johan Grobelaar over there, Gerrit Steenkamp and Wilco Louw. That's a powerhouse front row on the bomb squad bench. They can come up at any time and obviously make sure that the scrum stabilises if need be. So they've got insurance there, and young Zachary Porthen will learn a lot from Wilco Louw in the team as well. Rowan Lockyer. And then Andre Esthuizen listed as a forward here, which is quite, because is this a 6-2 or is it a 5-3 bench? This Andre Esthuizen is listed as a forward, which is also a bit of mind games. Quagga Smith, Grant Williams, and Mani Lebok. Pretty much what you expect from that bomb squad. An interesting one altogether. So that's a very interesting team, a bit of mix and match, but we'll hear pretty soon from Rossi why exactly he chose that, and we'll have that up soon as well. So there we have it. That's a very, very interesting team. Very mix and match. So lots of fundamentals. A team that can move around a lot. I like that lock combination of Loert and Erge. Very much a mobile lock. Guys are going to get through their paces. Franco Mostert gives them an extra line-out option as well. And of course, gets around the field quite a bit. A lot of guys who over there, and a lot of the Japanese players as well, playing as well, which is quite interesting. You got JC Damien, you got Loert, you got Franco Mostert. They all play in Japan. That's quite it. Malcolm Mox is obviously there as well. A lot of guys playing in Japan as well. So a lot for the guys to know that they know the opposition well. They know their strengths and weaknesses. And then young Zachary Porthen, who's really had a great time. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dig up that interview I did with him when he was SA under-20 captain, and just put a poster back here again so people can just remind themselves some of the things. He's a very well-spoken young lad. Great to see him making his debut. And this is definitely a team. There's a lot of insurance on that bench. That bomb squad is very good. You got Andre Esthuizen who could fit in anyway. And that's quite a one as well. Because do they plan for him as a forward or a back? What does Eddie Jones do? I'm sure Eddie will have a couple of aces up his sleeve. He did that last week where Australia struggled against Japan, but the Boks will be a lot more focused, I think, and I think we're going to see probably a very different performance there as well. So that's it. Let's just remind ourselves quickly about the fixtures for this tour as well, and then we'll go off and I'll put up the press conference pretty shortly. So there we have the fixtures again. South Africa playing Japan this Saturday, 6 o'clock, 6:10 kickoff. Then it's the big one against France, the World Cup revenge game for the French, 10 o'clock next Saturday. Then an early start at 2:40 start against Italy. Then a big one against Ireland, a huge one there against Ireland. Also a late start, 1940, 20-8. And then finally Wales, and out of the international window, so Wales and South Africa will be without their club players. Well, some of the club players, South African URC franchises will have theirs, but they won't have any overseas-based players with them. And so that's that. So a big tour waiting for all the guys as well, and certainly going to be very interesting. I just come off the Springbok press conference here, and I didn't finish recording this before I did that. But just on that, quite interesting. Rossi saying that this game was very much for a lot of these Japanese-based players. If you look at a guy like Kurt, the Orange have played in Japan, Cheslin's played in Japan. Both centres play in Japan as well. You've got then up front, you've got guys like Franco Mostert, Diago playing Japan as well. So a lot, and Quacha as well. There's a couple of those guys around. So they all play in Japan. So it was to get them up to speed, because next week's the big one against France, and that's the big thing. He also said on Zachary Porthen that he's been working. Don's worked with him, and a lot of the other coaches worked with him. He sees him as somebody who can really go forward in the future, and that he'll be somebody that Ollie LaRue made his debut at 20, so they feel he can do it. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does as well. Very interesting. I'll post that as soon as we receive it from the Springboks as well. But very interesting team altogether. It's a team that's certainly got Japanese players who will know the Japanese players they're playing against. Japanese base players, should I say, who will know the Japanese players and who will have played a lot against these guys. So certainly a bit of thinking there, and to get them a bit match fit, because since the Rugby Championship, the URC players have all had game time, but the Japanese base players haven't. So this is very much to get them up to game time again. So interesting one there. Let me know what your thoughts are on the squad, and if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, and chat to you again soon. Cheers.